Okay. Occupational Click is live. And I was off last night. So right now I'd be at work. I'd still be at work. Problem is when I... Hold on a minute. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So I got this Discord open because I had a few videos that I wanted to share. What I like about Discord, it's like a placeholder. I can post something there and then find it later for ease of access. So a couple of videos, but I got Dev Pike. Dev, you're probably the one person watching me right now. You can see I'm live. You know, where was I? Okay, this is distracting. But anyway, the reason I wanted to stream, I'm actually killing time in a way. I came home from work. Yeah, I stayed a little later yesterday. And I went in last night. This is what day is it today? I lose track of the day. Anyway, went in, worked, stayed a little later. It was a big load. And when I got out, traffic was horrendous. These backcountry roads that I take to get there, because it's in the middle of nowhere, it's like the traffic was fucking horrendous. And it took me forever to get home. I had all these things I wanted to do. When I got home, I had to lay down. I laid down. I had an on and off sleep. So I basically been on and off. So this whole day is kind of wasted. I got to go back in tonight, hours and hours from now, this evening, 11 p.m. So probably try to go back to bed at some point. But I'm going to stay up. I got to deposit the rent money. Brother Click should be up the next half hour to hour or so. I'll see him. He did tell me, he mentioned, oh, Todd uploaded another video. And I'm like, that's cool. It's the kind of thing I would listen to at work. I put my phone in my pocket like so, and I can just listen to shit as I'm going along. That's the kind of thing I would listen to. But since I didn't work last night, I said I'm still fucking tired. Maybe I'll watch it and review it now. But I want to come on just briefly, very, very briefly, because I figure why not? Then when let the sun come up, try to go to the bank. I got shit to do. I have so much shit to do. It's like overwhelming. I just want to hide out in my room. Gotta get out of this place. But where was I? Okay. What I did want to share, and I was trying to, because I find these things interesting. Where the hell is it? No, wait, hold on. I'll find it. This is really for me. It's a placeholder for me. All right, let's see if I can share screen. How do I do this again? Because I want to give credit where credit is due. There we go. Okay, my buddy in Australia decided to do this AI thing of me, and I thought I'd share it because it was nice. It was nice of him. Here we go. Let's see if we can share this.
Today, we will conquer the world with our superior mustache technology. Today, we will conquer the world with our superior mustache technology.
Okay, I would say that's flattering. A for effort. Thank you, James. But as I was trying to tell Dev Pike, if I like something, I like it. If I don't, I don't. It's not about, how I feel about the person. I consider James a friend. But that was sort of mediocre. Likewise. I see Totem as a quasi-troll, broken clock, bitch boy for JT. But I will give credit where credit is due. JT also decided to, not JT, Totem in Norway decided to do his own rendition, which I actually liked. So it has nothing to do, I'm trying to tell Dev Pike, it doesn't mean I like James any less or love Totem anymore. I just, if I'm very honest, I'm a Spurg. If I don't think it's that great, James, A for effort, not that great. Totem doesn't mean I love the guy. He's my buddy, so I got to stick up for him. He did a good job with this one, so I'll share Totems. Let's see, where is it? Share screen, because I think Totems was much better. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. There we go. How do I pull that up? The stream right now, you can do record videos now. That's cool. Anyway, here was Totem's rendition. Jesus Christ, play the damn video. One more time. So, in comparing the two, I I like what with James. It was nice. It was an A for effort, but it wasn't as funny. Superior mustache technology. Okay, that's okay. That actually made me laugh. Totems, where I get up and the clothes come off, and I'm all of a sudden old timey Ali and Hardy movie, and I'm not the sole arbiter. I saw those two videos first, and then I showed them to Brother Click. I said, "Here, take a look at the one that Dumb made." He's like, okay. Then he saw the one that Totem made, and he chuckled. He's like, "Yeah, that's pretty good. The music, it doesn't have to be long. It just has to paint a picture, tell a story. You know what I mean?" And so James, A for effort. Doesn't mean I like him any less. Totem is an asshole, but that was good, AI. So I like that. So, and no, it doesn't always have to feature me. Something can feature me and not be funny. Something features me and I find it funny, I laugh. Other things that don't feature me can't be funny. So I just try to explain this to people. Some people get so out of shape. But Totem uploaded one other one I liked that made me laugh out loud. If I can pull this up, hold on. Do you need? Why is this? I don't like. I get overwhelmed when I have too many tabs open. It's like too much for my tiny brain to handle. Where the hell was it? Blip, 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 blip. There we go. There's also Totem. Totem's like me, Banks. I'm impressed. I don't think Brother Click saw that one. He saw, Dumb's version, the mustache, and he saw the Totem's Ali Hardy. And he agreed with me. He found Totem's funnier. I don't know if you've seen Totem's, policewoman, but that was pretty good. That's funny. He's the new Me Banks. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah, some funny stuff. Okay, now where were we? Oh, okay. So I think they're upset because with me, what are their names? James and Donna, because I was listening a few nights ago when Todd streamed. Oh, hey, I was just singing your praises. I was trying to explain to Dev Pike how just because I'm in something doesn't mean it's funny. I'm not that much of a narcissist. Things that feature me may or may not be funny, and I used you as the example. I found your Ali Hardy video quite entertaining, and I liked your one with the policewoman. Yes, a low poly 3D character, yes. But the point is, even though Totem's a troll, and it has nothing to do with how I feel about the person, I still consider Dumb a friend. It's just this video wasn't that funny. Totem, here is Totem. Totem is Totem, but that was a good video. I will give credit where credit's due. It's not about, you're anarchy, you're in it, that's why you find it funny. No. Sticking me in front of a piano in the Sydney Opera, that's not funny to me. I'm not offended, it's not funny. So just because I'm in it doesn't mean it's funny. And things that don't feature me can be funny. So it's like and like I said, Brother Click, I saw those two videos first, Dumbs and Totems. Brother Click agreed. He chuckled at Totems and he was like, with Dumbs, it was like, But A for effort on James's part because, we're in our 40s and neither of us, as what I could tell about James, he and I weren't really computer folk. We like playing around on computers, but we weren't like, kids today have the computer from the cradle. So it's less likely for a middle-aged man to be able to do AI the way kids can. Even Totem was in his 30s, maybe 20s, 30s. He's younger, so he's still, it's still fresh. Plus, when you get to a certain age, above a certain threshold, I wasn't there in my 30s, but by my 40s, at some point, it's like, man, my mind is turning to mush. I don't have the patience or desire to learn new things the way I used to. It's like I just can't be bothered anymore. So A for effort for James, but Totem, your videos were funny. I found them entertaining. I will give credit where credit is due. Okay. All right, where were we? Should I show those videos one more time? I just get overwhelmed with all this crap. All these tabs. I have other tabs open. Let's see. Let's see. Visit site. I'm trying to pull them all up. I put them all in Discord just so I'd be able to find them easier. And I got to open them up as individual tabs because I closed them. I'll share them one more time. Why not? I'm gonna log off of Discord. If anyone wants to say anything to me, you can talk to me here. Okay. Hello, Dev. I didn't see that one. Was that one of James's? I should watch it. It looks like anything else. Like I say, you're a work in progress. I think people can improve in time. James might be improving. You might be improving. Me, Banks, and Totem seem to have this natural. It makes me laugh. What they did was funny. Let's do this one more time. Share screen. My friend, blah, blah, blah. So this features me. That's me, an AI rendition of me. But I'm not cracking up laughing just because it's me. You would accuse me of being a narc. You're an narc. You find it funny because you're in it. Not necessarily. I mean, it's flattering, but it's not really hilarious.
Today, we will conquer the world with our superior mustache technology.
He did a good job with the voice. It does sound like some kind of composite of me and Charlie Chaplin.
Today, we will conquer the world with our superior mustache technology.
So I give him credit for the voice. Like you got to work on. I never claimed to be an AI guy. I don't do AI, and if I did AI, it would probably suck. And if you said that sucks, I'd say, yeah, of course it sucks. I don't do this shit. So you take it personally. I don't do AI, and you don't have to. You don't have to be an artist to judge art. You don't have to be a musician to appreciate or not like. I like this song. I don't like that song. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, I could try AI, but it'll probably suck. And when you say it sucks, you won't be hurting my feelings. I would say, yeah, I told you it was going to suck. So I understand what the,
Today, we will conquer the world with our superior mustache technology.
So yeah, he did a good job with the voice. I'll give him that. But I didn't crack up laughing when I showed it to Brother Click. He just said, yeah, neither of us found that particularly funny. What did I laugh at? Well, I laughed at this. I laughed. Where is it? This made me laugh. Here we got some. Here it is. This made me laugh. This is funny. The music, everything, the transition, like the clothes fall away, or even fades to black and white. This is well done. I will give Totem credit. This is well done. All right, we'll pause that there. What I was getting at, both videos are roughly the same length. So it's not even about time. You can have a really long video that's boring or good, or a short one that's boring or good. Dumb did a good job with the voice, but it didn't make me laugh. That one I showed Brother Click. He chuckled. It was like, that's pretty good. I guess I like the transition. That's really, you even got, that doorway. I guess that's probably based on a real photo of Oliver Hardy. And my brother was like, yeah, that looks like it could fit in with this house, with this furniture here, and the way it fades to black and white, and you even got the music. So you got many. Yeah, Dumb did a good job with the voice, but content wasn't as funny. That was pretty funny. So I give Totem credit. Yes, Mia Banks is the best, but Aiden. Well, see, I don't know. You got to ask Danny. Aiden and Danny collaborate. Sometimes it's Dev Pike doing it. Other times, I forget how it works. The idea might be Aiden's, but Danny does the work. But then they put it on Aiden's channel as if Aiden made it. But there might be other times Aiden does it himself. I really don't know what the dynamic is. They've got like the Pet Shop Boys. They've got like a duo. So that might actually be, you might actually be praising Danny, which is great because, yeah, Aiden told me, yeah, sometimes he has ideas and he gives them to Dev, and Dev makes the video and they put it on Aiden's channel, if I understand correctly. Yeah, well, yeah, this computer sucks. I hope this stream is at least, I can't really do multiple things at once. Hope the stream isn't delayed. Yeah, I was watching I saw it on my phone first. I'm like, oh, that's good. Maybe I should have done it on the phone, but anyway. Danny, like I said, I give credit where credit's due. That's the first thing I said. I was telling Totem, I said, you guys have some kind of partnership. And a lot of the stuff that's on Aiden's channel was really made by you. I don't know how it works. It'd be nice if, you gave credits like, story by Aiden, AI artwork done by Dev Pike or vice versa. That's why when I think part of the confusion comes when somebody uploads something on their channel, unless they say otherwise, it's presumed to be by them. So if you're going to make AI artwork, Dev, and instead of putting it on your channel, you're going to put it on Aiden's channel, people are going to assume it's Aiden who made it. If you and he don't address your partnership. So. Well, if it's mostly your idea and mostly your artwork, you really should showcase it on your own channel. Are you maybe it's like this is your narcissism. You're afraid if people laugh at you if it sucks. Well, it wasn't me. That was Aiden. I think maybe that's part of it. You're afraid of getting laughed at. I'm being all shrink-like here. You're afraid of getting laughed at, so you think I'll put it on Aiden's channel, and if it's great, well, I made that. And if it sucks, well, that was Aiden's. When in fact it might be a combination thereof. Yeah, when you do things like that, of course people are going to get confused who the true author or artist is. So yeah. No, you don't care about the adulation. You're afraid of the ridicule. I think that's your hang-up. You're afraid your narcissistic ego will be hurt if someone says, man, that's not that great. If that happens, you can say, well, that was Aiden's. That wasn't one of mine. I think that's what's going on. Well, I'm not making shit up. He told me you guys collaborate. He said something to that effect. He didn't specify who does what or what's that. But he said, yeah, he has ideas and he shares them with you, and you guys have some kind of partnership. That's what I was led to believe. So, you guys talk it over. You must have some kind of partnership if it's on his channel to begin with. Even if you're saying you're doing the bulk of the work, well, it's still on his channel somehow. So you must have some kind of partnership of sorts. I don't know. Anyway, I thought I would watch the new Todd video because it's short. My brother, I was in and out of sleep today. Off, but stuff I want to do. When I came home yesterday morning, I was so fucking burned out. I'm like, oh, like it's taken a lot out of me now. I used to do this in my 20s and 30s and still do other shit. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. I can still do it, but it costs me more. I really feel it. When you're over 40, it's true. You're in your 40s. I feel it in ways I didn't when I was younger. When I'm probably in my 60s or 70s, I won't be able to do this at all. I can still physically do it, but it just takes a lot more out of me than it used to. It really is, this work, this labor, intense manual labor. It's like, oh. Well, then, he should specify, and you shouldn't upload on someone else's channel in the first place, because once you do that, you're giving the channel owner the power to specify whatever he wants or doesn't want. So I don't fully blame Aiden. You gave him your consent, so here, upload it on your channel. Don't be shocked if he didn't explain things very well. Aiden is not very good at explaining things he never was. Aiden is not good at explaining things very well. He's not very good at, I'm not trying to bash Aiden, but knowing him and what he's about, he also, he actually contacted me on Discord, and he said something weird to me. This is actually probably like a week or so ago. He said something like, oh yeah, you're working again and I'm working. And I'm like, yeah, but Aiden, I'm working fucking 6 nights a week. You're working what, a day or two a month? And he thought I was making fun of him. He thought I was saying, get back to work, you slacker. That's not at all what I had to specify. No, he said something like, well, yeah, work isn't for everyone. I'm like, dude, do you know who I am? I'm the guy who wants to neat. You fucking idiot. I'm envious of your lifestyle. I'm saying count your blessings. You only have to work 1 or 2 days a month and the government pays for most of your shit. I got to work like a fucking dog wage slaving. I was not bashing him, but he couldn't pick that up. So Aiden is not the best at articulating or sharing his thoughts or clarifying or understanding that. He's proven this. I can say he's proven that. So, I'm his evil twin. You've never met me before. I murdered him, buried him. I'm going to steal his identity because he can make more neat bucks than I could. So from now on, I'm OC. Well, you should have left a comment saying, this is my video. I shared it on Discord and he uploaded it. You should at least left a comment or something. Anyway, I don't care. Who cares? I've had enough talking about Aiden and even you, Danny. We're now going to talk about, I guess, Todd. We'll put him on because I haven't watched his video, so maybe I'll do that. I'm waiting for Brother Click to get up. I'm probably going to the bank. Oh, this is the printer ink from the fucking change on the cartridge. It's fucking red ink on my hand. Spilled all over me. Oh, where was I going? Oh, yeah. But like I said, I like dumb, but his video was meh. Telling him to be an asshole, but his was funny. I enjoyed it. Oh, that's right. That's all right. Let's share some other screens here. Well, first we'll do this one more time. Hopefully it doesn't lag too badly. It's lagging badly, isn't it? It's not even playing, is it? Well done, Totem. All right, so where was I? Okay. No, when I was listening to Todd streaming a couple nights ago, every night it was, I had my phone in my pocket, and he was watching that debate. And at one point, he was talking. I guess someone in the debate said something like, "What was it? Women want to be submissive; they want the man to dominate." And Todd said correctly that no, not all women want to be submissive. You got like this, like the policewoman who wants to be in charge. You've also got cases where, the woman wants to rule the aspect of the man's life, and he goes, "We all know recent examples." Yes, that I laughed at. That I found funny. No names needed. We knew who he was talking about. I thought that was funny. I guess they're all, that was, and then Dumb, he left me a message a day or two later, and he's like, "Hey, what was that thing? Were you laughing in the park?" I wasn't even sure he was talking about it. I'm like, "Well, you got to give me a timestamp." I can't remember now. It took a while, but I realized he was talking about, because he didn't describe it very well. Yeah. I think, I've been saying, even before Dumb met Donda, I said Dumb is the kind of guy who, if he had the wife, he'd be so happy. He'd be the typical traditional, I got my woman I work for, and we got a couple kids, and the one's going to college, and the daughter needs braces. I'm happy to pick up extra hours. And that's not making fun of Dumb. Dumb, really was the ideal American worker. Just he couldn't get a woman. I even said once, if he'd been born 20 years earlier, he wouldn't be on YouTube. He'd be with his wife, and maybe it wouldn't be the best. Maybe they wouldn't really be in love. Maybe they even sleep in separate beds, but he'd still be living for his wife and the family, and he needed that structure. I've always said that. There's nothing new. So I do agree with Todd in the sense that, Dumb wanted the structure. Dumb is probably better off having a Donna. Apparently, Todd sees that as a negative. I see it as neutral. I guess Dumb and Donda feel offended. I guess they're in denial. Like, how dare you? So I'll share. Because I mentioned on my here. Where's this? Let me share another screen. Do. Yeah, this was a few days. I don't remember what day this was. November 30th. This was a couple mornings ago, 2-3 mornings ago. What day is it today? Yeah, so this was like Saturday night to Sunday morning. This is my drive home. I got out early that night, and I drove home.
7.
And you can see me.
You really want
it was I couldn't keep the camera still, and it's all greasy and smeared up. But the point was,
now I gotta go further afield.
I gotta go to the middle of nowhere for this stupid job.
Sooner than I realized. There's no one around.
What was the point? It was a short stream. I can't remember.
Between, that was an accident. But thank you for informing me. I think you can hear me. So yes.
I forget where it was. Somewhere in here was commenting about how.
No, it's good. I really can't read all the comments, but it's good someone told me there was no sound. How's the orientation?
Blah, blah, blah.
I think I do have alcohol wipes in this car, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah, my car's a mess. Another thing I got to do.
I had the phone in my pocket, going up and down.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was listening to
Heads up. Todd is live streaming. And I said, cool.
Yeah, Dumb tipped me off. I'm like, okay, cool, because it's in Australia, it's daytime, and I was working overnight, so I'm awake too, and okay, I'll check it out.
And I turned on the live stream, and I think I was in the chat briefly. I wasn't really able to watch, but I was listening. I was just listening. I had the phone in my pocket, going up and down, blocking the aisles. I had the phone in my pocket. And it was good. Like I said in my last couple streams, it's good to hear from him. Every now and then, he can just do a little video. Knowing him, I haven't checked. He probably auto-privated. I don't know if I can go back and watch. He probably auto-privated it.
I don't think he did. I think they're still up, but he probably will remove them at some point.
He tends to do. So I'm glad I was able to catch it live. Had this been a delivery night, I wouldn't be able to listen. I'd be breaking down pallets. I'd be busy. Because this was a light night, I was able just to gingerly block and, straighten up the shelves while listening to Todd. He was watching, it was some, I don't know what it was. Maybe you can cite the source. It was some debate between a religious guy and a black-pilled guy and some other guy. And he was doing his response to the whole thing. He had some good points, some interesting points. One point I cracked up laughing. He was talking about, not all women, of course, one guy was arguing that women want to be submissive. He said, Todd goes, no, there's some women who like to be the policewoman or in charge, or they want to control the man. We all know of a recent example. I laughed. I literally laughed out loud. I laughed my fucking ass off. That was.
I laughed at that part because we no names needed. Whether you agree or disagree with Todd, or you think that's the situation with Dumb and Donda, it just, instead of explaining, there's this guy named James. He moved from Pennsylvania. Instead of going through all that, we all know a recent example. I thought that was funny.
It was good. This is what we miss about our hero.
We miss that.
We all know who he's talking about, and there's truth to it.
There's truth to it.
And I get along with those folks, but it was fucking funny because it's so,
I like them. I consider them friendly people, or so I thought, but
true.
There's definitely truth that I've always said Dumb needs the structure. I don't see it as necessarily as a negative, but of course it's true. Can we see this? Let me zoom in. I got these comments. Let's take a look here. I don't usually like to write these expository essays, but here's Donna. It's so true. We're glad to know where you stand, buddy boyo. Peace out. I'm like, okay, thank you, Tara Norquay. But it's just like, but no, I don't necessarily agree with Todd about it being a negative thing. But if this ends our friendship, then you're only proving his point. That's all I can tell you. I agree with Todd about the whole, I think Dumb, the difference Todd sees it as a bad thing. I see it as necessary for Dumb, And there's one time Penny Pounder, I was in Dumb's chat and he banned me. I was saying how, if Dumb had been born 20 years earlier, he wouldn't be. He'd have the wife and the kid, and he'd be like living for them. He might be an oofy doofy, but he needs that. Some men actually need that. And Penny Pounder said, "You think marriage would solve things? Like if Donna showed up, everything would be great." And he banned me for like something ridiculous, like 5 years or some shit. Dumb unbanned me. And but I, a couple things. One, wasn't talking about now. I was talking about if Dumb had been born in a different time. He was happy to be the workhorse. All he wanted was the wife and the normal life to come home to. And in a way, so Penny Pounder didn't understand the point I was getting at. But in a way, it did prove to be true. I think Donna was, for Dumb, he moved halfway across the world for her. So I think he needed that structure for sure. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but yes, of course, Donna's the one who's in charge. I even joked about that. It's funny when Occupational Click says it, no one cares or no one listens. But as soon as Todd says it, because he's such a big audience or because he really has that charisma, all of a sudden it's a big deal. I even said in our most recent stream, I joked. I said, if I were a woman with 2 teenage kids and I was divorced, what I would do is I would find a guy out there halfway across the world, have him sell his house for the money, and he can be a fix-it man. He can come and take care and fix my house for me. That's what I would do. And I said that half jokingly. I'm not knocking them, but I've said things to this effect. Donna's acting like this is the first time she's heard. It's so true. Well, glad where you stand, buddy boyo. When have I ever said otherwise? It's like, it's not a bad thing. Todd might be critical. I see it as dumb. That's what he needs. And I guess, Todd sees it as negative. I see it as just neutral. It is what it is. And I guess Dumb and Donna are in some kind of weird denial. It's working for you guys. What's the problem? But even he says, I continue, but James craves all this structure from a woman. That's what I get about James. Todd sees it as a negative. I see it for what it is. And then I went back and I edited. I said, does James still think Todd will come to Australia to be the best man at his wedding? I mean, like those two clearly never understood each other. If you're getting upset at Todd and shocked that he would say that, you never understood him. If you really think he's going to come be the best man at my wedding, it's like you two, those two morons never really understood each other. And here I am, this Spurg, stares ahead. I'm just sitting back. I'm the observer. And it's like, it's amazing seeing okay. Yeah, I understood both of them from the get-go better than either realizes, perhaps better than Donda herself. So I wanted to share that just because I'm not trying to knock anybody. What I'm saying is I many times have said, James, even before Donda came along, James needs that structure. I remember he got upset with me because he streamed and Donna didn't want to go on a stream. Then she wanted to come on mine. He got all jealous and mate guardy and he banned me. I'm like, it was Donna who said, James, unblock your friend OC. So yes, of course she plays that role for him. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing. I want to reiterate this. If you don't, it's like, what's the problem here? Well, that's what women do. When they need an excuse, they harp on something minor, and then they make it the big deal. I guess men can do this too, but to a lesser extent. I watched this with my mother and my sister trying to make something minor, like the point of contention. Like, okay, but I wanted to share just because when Dumb, I remember, I lose track of the days. Dumb sent me a message like the day after saying, was he talking about us that one? But he didn't describe the part. There was one part where he was saying, like, I'm like, give me a timestamp, man. I don't even know. It was after I saw Totem's video. Okay. And yes, when I was driving home that night, I thought about it. He contacted me a day or two later. I'm like, I don't remember, man. I lose track. Right now, what day is it? I guess it's Wednesday now. Technically, it's Wednesday. I still feel like, where did Tuesday go? You understand working nights fucks you up, and you got to be more specific because I don't know what the hell we're talking about. But yeah, I found that funny. Not necessarily negative, but funny. All right, so I'll do a review of Todd's video, which I haven't seen yet. I heard the stream. He did another stream. I'm not going to watch all this shit, but I'll watch his short one, and maybe that'll take us to the end of when my brother Click's getting up, and I gotta get some shit done. It's it's daunting, but yeah, it's just. Yeah, that's what I know. I go on and on and on, but one of the reasons I do that, and my brother even said to me, you can talk to someone, you can say things to someone, but if they're not listening to you, it doesn't matter if you say it once or 1,000 times. It's only until they listen. So clearly, a lot of you people don't listen. I guess what I never fully understood, if I explain it again, if I put it a little better, my father, you don't articulate. If I articulate a little better, if I repeat myself for the 10th time, maybe they'll get it, and they don't. I've been saying this shit since before Don ever came along, and she's acting like, you believe that? Oh, when Todd speaks, you listen? When OC speaks, it's like, I understand that. I'm a nobody. But it's not the point. The point is, when Todd speaks, you listen. He's got that charisma, or maybe it's the audience he has. You take it seriously. When it's me, you're quasi-listening, tuning it out. Because nothing has changed. I've been saying this shit since the get-go. So you never really got me. I can see Donda never got me. Dumb never really got Todd. He was going to come and be the best man at my wedding. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God, you people. It's like stupidity. It's like the Spurg who's like on top of the mountain looking at him like, oh, my God. Oh, well. So, buddy boyos and girlos. I don't think there are any. I think with Donda goes our last girlo. So, sorry, guys. If you're coming here to simp for a girl, ain't going to happen. Our last girlo went by. But I think Thule was asking about Beppis. And I know Beppis, she might come around under an assumed identity, but Beppis fled because there was some German guy who was obsessed with her, and she was so afraid if he finds me, and she kind of gave us a heads up. It's a shame. I think Beppis probably still lurks, but we'll never see her again. She's all. I should say to her what I said to Todd. I'll do a message to Beppis. Beppis, cut the shit. Maybe I'll do that if I feel like it. But for now, other than Beppis, I think the Starlingettes have gone bye-bye. Which is to be expected in the space. Look at me. Look at me. Shock. Gasp. No, women aren't lining up to talk to me or look at me. But in fairness, they're not lining up to talk to any of you starlings either. So we're going to do a Todd video. Okay. Because it kind of like I had done, like I had said, I had compared him to Howard Hughes. So I think, even though he's too cool for school, part of this is directed. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I think he peruses because he wrote me a comment from an old stream. I think I explained all this. Please don't come visit me. Well, I never had any plans to visit you, man. That's not even what the stream was about. What I said is what Todd is now kind of doing. I said, Todd, stop having a fucking hang up. You don't want to stream regularly? That's fine. Every now and then, it's okay. You can do a video or a stream once in a blue moon. No commitment, no big thing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I think he had this hang up. So let's see. He calls this disappearance discussion and such trivialities. Let's go. And no, this isn't going to be the Todd review channel. It's just he's been away for so long that I figured, what the hell? I haven't seen this one yet, but I was looking at some of the comments. And I don't know most of these people. Todd, of course, is like, he's a star. He is a celebrity in these circles. So there's a bunch of people there I've never heard of. But I'm just looking here. Endymion, I know him. I know this cluster here. What? Am I sharing screen? So I'll address the cluster. Okay, King Froglet is a teenager. He might be 20 now, 19, 20. Claims he's from not New Orleans, somewhere in Louisiana. And he discovered DBF. He was a DBF aficionado. DBF made him, DBF is damn near 50, making this kid who could be his son, made him a moderator. King Froglet was from Destroyed by Foyd's land. Destroyed by Foyd's tried to recruit a bunch of people. I guess he thought he was helping me. He wasn't. He sent a bunch of his people to my channel. So at one point I got flooded with a bunch of DBF folk who, weren't my style, wouldn't come to me on their own. Froglet was one of them. And then he went to Dumbs because Dumb was like, Froglet, where do I know that name from? Oh, you were on OCs. And now, we love you, Todd. Yeah, Froglet never watched Todd in his original. He went from DBF to me to Dumb to Todd. He worked his way backwards. It's almost like he did the backwards approach. He's a kid who discovered DBF, and then from there branched out to me, then to Dumb. Dumb was like, oh, where do I know that name from? Oh, you were on OCs that one time. And then now he's, we love you, Todd. He never watched Todd. He's just a kid. Totem, I know Totem. An asshole, but damn good AI guy. Thomas White, this is a guy, he's a nester. You Starlings like to flock to him and you flock to me, and I guess you mentioned me a lot because Thomas White came around once or twice. I think he came on my panel. Didn't show his face, but we talked. He's from Minnesota, right? He was a nice guy. Nothing against him. I don't watch his stuff. I don't think he really watches mine. I think he was curious because the Starlings, the same group of people that are here, then fly over there and like, oh, what do you think of OC? Or she? So he came over and he's a nice guy, but again, we're nesters. I don't want, but so okay. So we got Froglet, Manlet, whatever his name is, Totem, Thomas White, and I know this guy. I'm pretty sure I know the CPTSD Spurg, and he brings up a good point. He hates us. He isn't Inkwell. No, he's not. Todd is what you would call, I guess, a near cell. He's under the umbrella, but no, he said many times. He's in addition to the escorts, he's had like fat, rotund women. We are hated, Froglet. Todd is loved by all. That's true. Todd has a charisma. Even a freaking 19-year-old kid who didn't even know who Todd was. We love you. But what I liked about Todd was the philosophy. I think the guy was brilliant. So I recognize this cluster. And there was someone else. I didn't know who they were, but I like what they said, if I can find them. Because I pulled this up before. I had all these tabs up before I started. I'm like, I'm not going to watch the video, but I was scrolling, and there was someone, if I can find it. I don't know who it was, but he said something. I'll paraphrase. There's some dude, because I don't read all this shit. Some dude was like, man, you're my idol. All I want to do is just be a neat and a leech and sleep and get my government bucks or something. And that's what Todd was to me. I don't care about his Stoya Destroya or his e-girls or his tennis game or his video game or what computer he has now and what fucking graphics card he put in or nice comfy stream or what he got at fucking Burger King or Timmy Ho. None of that. I don't give a shit. It was always about, tell us about how you got where you are. Share your knowledge of information, you motherfucker. That's your give back to the community. Someone here said something to that effect, but I can't find it now. Was this Raymond? Or I can't stand him. I watched him once or twice, and he selects what he wants to read and doesn't. You guys, another one of these people you guys rant and rave about. I like the sort of guerrilla journalism that is Todd, not these people who want to make it big on YouTube and have followings. But okay, so now let's watch some Todd. But I wish I could find that one comment. I saw it real quick. I scrolled. I know this guy, Java Cool Man. I know him. Most of these people I don't know, don't really care about. Blah blah blah. There was some guy. I wish I couldn't remember. I didn't recognize the name, but what he said, it's here somewhere. Maybe I'll find it later. He summarized. I should give him a thumbs up. This guy. That's what I saw. Like here. Give us your PC specs. It's like, who cares? Here it is. Rotting abomination. This I like. I should respond to this guy. This is how I felt about Todd. He's not my buddy. I don't want to go bowling with him or have a cheeseburger with him. He's my idol because he played his cards right. This guy says, all I want to do is be a shameless parasite, to sleep and eat. Respect. Absolutely. Respect. How do I give this a thumbs up? Give it a thumbs up. Respect. I like that. Okay. That's what Todd. So let's see what Todd has to say. Maybe you guys saw this already. If so, I'll just walk away because I haven't seen it. I figure why not? You can watch me watch it. And again, if it likes too much, I'll just go and watch it later because this computer sucks. But I should ask Todd what his PC specs are, and he can help me fix my computer.
Hi. Here's a quick video on where I've been and why I left YouTube for the most part. The main reason is I just wanted to focus more on my copes.
He wants to focus on his career, focus on his kids. Like when a politician retires, I just want to, focus on this. And, I just want to focus on other things, like
and the start of 2025, I plan on getting a new fancy graphics card and upgrading my PC, and just like rotting, with
wow, that's cool, but must be nice to have the time and the money and the luxuries to do all that all day. I admire that.
video games and all that. And I did that eventually. It took me a while to get my new graphics card, a 5070 Ti. I think I got it, March or April or something. I was planning on getting it since like January, but it took a while because the PC prices are retarded, and they still are.
Okay.
Eventually I did, and then I coped with gaming a lot. And then
Okay, so he's saying he's on the computer, therefore he couldn't be on YouTube, even though YouTube is on the computer. So right off the bat, I'm not quite following. I guess you wanted to focus on playing video games, and what I can understand if he said my computer broke, I lost interest in the computer. I just want to like stare at the ceiling. I'd say okay, but he's actively improving his computer. But okay.
And I just kind of hid away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But also in general, like I wanted to leave YouTube, and I still do. I hate the site. I hate all social media. Like I don't even want to be a part of this anymore. Like it's just I don't belong here. I mean, YouTube sucks, as we all know.
That's where I disagree. You didn't choose this. Here's what I would say to Todd. You didn't choose this. It chose you. Clearly, it chose you.
The comment moderation sucks. Like I don't even want to deal with that all anymore.
I guess that's, if you're a celebrity like him, that's something you got to worry about, comments and moderation. This I don't. For me, no one really comments when they do. It's just chicken shit. So I don't have that problem. I guess these are like celebrity problems. But saying I want to quit YouTube because of the comments, okay.
But the thing is, like, I still have a fair amount of people who like watch me and enjoy my shit for some reason. So,
well, people seem to like different stuff about his shit. What I liked wasn't, I told you what I didn't like or what I didn't really care about. And I like the stuff. Let's go back to the Neat Bucks talk, man. When he tell us about how he got an SSI and this and that, and I would say, well, why didn't you get an SSDI if you paid into it? It's like, you don't have to give us, and people would say, oh, he's a Fed. No, I'm not a Fed. You don't have to give us, you don't have to say, here's my bank account. I bank at this bank. No, just say, okay, for your SSI, you can't have more than $2,000. Good. Well, how do you get your money out of the bank? Well, I go to the ATM. Okay, little things like that. Just little, neat tips and tricks, not your personal information. And he seemed to understand that, but his fanboys, his self-proclaimed gatekeepers, were always giving me such a hard time.
Like I've never really wanted to fully leave, but yeah.
Well, that's why I said there's he did that video for, I believe, what's his name, Fat Link, but he didn't say hi, Fat Link, happy birthday, happy. He said hi. He was still in his mind addressing an audience, not just one person, with that privated video of his birthday, walking in the woods for his 45th birthday.
And there's and the other reason is just like the streaming aspect. I mean, there's a lot of problems with that. I mean, one, like I always used to say, like, I hate streaming, and I did, and I hate streaming. I hate socializing. I hate doing any of it. I genuinely do. I don't enjoy it at all.
And maybe that's I'm lucky in a way because I always say, this is a coffee shop. It's intimate. It's small. I don't know. Maybe if I had, I don't want this, but if I had, that's why I said don't recruit people. If you want to mention me in passing, that's fine, but don't try to actively get people to come here. I don't know if I suddenly became internet famous in a community, would I be able to handle it? I don't know. It'll never happen, so I don't care. So in fairness, I don't know what it's like to be in his shoes with all these comments and all these people and all this. I very rarely end up behind in chat, and when I do, it's because I'm not paying attention. I'm going about something else. It's very rare for me to end up behind. I guess the more higher quality, higher value you are, I guess that's when fandom is comes with a price. And for a Spurg especially, I'd imagine it must be daunting. So I can respect that. I'll never experience that. But yeah, I'd probably get overwhelmed too. Like just before, I was overwhelmed with all the tabs that were open for sharing screen. I admit, I'd probably be overwhelmed if I had a bunch of people or a bunch of comments to
At all. It's torture for me. And that remains the case. Like for people, and I know probably a lot of you, you want me to like stream again and just like read the chat for like hours. Like I'm not going to do that anymore.
That's not what I ever wanted from Todd. I even said to Todd, just once in a blue moon, I want I still want to apply for Neat Bucks. I gotta get I'm in phase, get out of this house. And yes, Neat Bucks is gonna be real. I can't neat right now. We can't afford this house, but now if we get down to a cheaper place, so I'm still in the, well, how'd you do it? You got your diagnosis. I got mine. You got an SSI somehow. I know you live with your parents. I want to get on SSDI, which pays more. And there's no, I mean, yeah, if you work too much, you can still work. If you work too much on SSDI, It'll trigger a trial work period, etc. But I paid into it, and Todd paid into it. I don't understand why he's on SSI, which is the cheapo one, less than $1,000. And if you have more than $2,000 in your bank account, they kick you off. So I understand why you should apply for SSDI.
Anymore because I hate it. I hate socializing. You know, if there's one thing, a positive thing that I actually got from therapy, I have to admit there was one positive thing. It was that, you know, the therapist, Martha, you know, that I recorded. She was like the only one that ever told me, you know, Todd, you know, it's fine if you just want to be by yourself. Like, maybe.
Wasn't Martha the one who went on about the patriarchy? He was talking about, man, I'm socially isolated. I'm a loser. I can't get a girlfriend. Martha starts going on about the patriarchy and how men, she sounded like my sister, my kid sister, men. What men? It's like when women say, men don't approach me. And then go on and say, I went to the club and these ugly guys came up to me. Why were the? In other words, when they say men, they mean, you know, good-looking men. Same thing. It's like, wasn't she the one who went on a patriarchy? Well, Todd clearly has no power. But I guess Martha was the one who told him, it's okay if you want to be by yourself. Okay.
Maybe you just don't like being by people. Because, like, part of the reason that, you know...
I would assume by the time he was seeing Martha, he was already diagnosed. His lawyer got that diagnosis, so she must have known he was a spurg on paper.
I was streaming, and even why I made YouTube to begin with was that I have always been pressured to socialize, like, my entire life. You know, because that's...
Well, we're all pressured to socialize, and like right now, I have to socialize to an extent because I have to work, whether I want to or not. Work is a social environment. School was a social environment. Todd has the luxury of not having to socialize if he doesn't want to, which is why I say to him, just do this in your own time and make this your own, you know. If you feel like doing a stream once in a blue moon, go away for 6 months. Who cares? He makes it an all or nothing weird argument, weird perception.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what all normal people do. And my parents still do to this fucking day. Just pressure me endlessly. Socialize more. Get out more. You'll enjoy it. I never enjoy it. I'm 45 years old now. I never enjoy it. There's never been a positive experience. Ever. No matter what. You know, even if it's a woman and I end up fucking, I don't really enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy, you know.
You know, I said something when I shrink. I said something like, you know, I've had a lot of negative experiences that even when something is positive-ish, I can't really, I really can't, you know, it's even like, because he once asked me, what do you think of the positive memories? Even the few positive memories are overshadowed by something negative. You know, the one time I thought I had a little friend and it was fine that one day, and the next day he punched me. It's like, even like the positive memories have negative ones attached to them when it comes to socializing.
You know, cooming, but like other than that, I don't enjoy any of it. I hate it. So, I'm not going to stream like that anymore. And if there's one thing I really do regret, it's that I got caught up into, you know, trying to make, you know, asking for donations and enabling super chats and all that, you know, and having an Amazon wish list. I regret doing all of that. I hate being.
I got to set one of those up. James is going to help me, but he was no use. So I said, once again, I got to figure it out on my own. I should set one up. I'll eBay. You can give me like, I was telling Thule, you know, you can buy me a bass or a banjo. Before I move out of this house, I want to, you know, because if I end up in an apartment, I won't be able to. I should get my guitar out now while there's, you know, there are neighbors, but this house is detached. I should, you know, crank up the guitar. And I said, buy me a bass, buy me a banjo. And I'll probably get like maybe $5 or $10 to buy some guitar. Yeah, instead of a bass or a banjo, you'll get, you know, it's like my goal, $200. You'll give me like $5 to $10, and I guess I'll buy some strings and maybe some polish and some picks or something. Or which would be better than nothing. So
I should have started doing that. But it's something that is just kind of easy to get caught up into because like every streamer does it. You see assholes, you know, like Dark Side Phil and, you know, all these, you know, IP2 clowns out there just begging for money. And it's like you just see it. It's like, hey, easy money. I want easy money. I want easy money too. I'm a Jew. That's never
this dude who's on Neatbucks. He already has his easy money, but okay.
Gonna change. But the thing is like I regret doing that because it's gross. It's just like manipulating lonely people. And probably the one example that still bugs me to this day was there was one I think was lonely, like English dude or something, and he just gave me like $90 one stream because he was just like beaten down and he didn't give a fuck. And the dude just like gave away all his money.
What was it, $90 or 90 quid? Was it American dollars or pounds? I think pounds are worth more. 90 pounds are probably like $100-something.
And he gave some of it to me. And I just remember that one, and it makes me feel like fucking shit. I wish I
also they do talk about. I've heard these debates. Morality doesn't exist. No, I disagree. I think even though we Spurgs know, man, people are fucked up. They're still. It's true. I know people are going to say you're an asshole. I am. I'm an abrasive asshole, but I think us Spurgs are definitely much more ethical and moral than the general public. The general public will virtue signal. They believe in ethics and morality when it applies to them or someone they like, but have no problems throwing it out the window when it comes to someone they don't like. And as a Spurg, I've experienced that. I'm like a fucking second or third class citizen. Like the rules don't apply to me, the social rules, not because I'm above the law, I'm below it. But I still have that, even when I'm the outside observer. It's not right to say that. It's not right to treat someone like that. Regardless, it's like they do say that Spurgs have a deeper sense of right and wrong and morality and ethical, approach. And I'm hearing that in Todd. He seems sincere when he says, "Man, I'm feeling bad." It's not like, "Hi, Todd, I'm a billionaire Chad, and I feel a little bad for you. Here's my charity. Here's $10." That would be like, okay, fine. When someone's giving them $90 and they have nothing, there is that sense of guilt, which I think a lot of normies don't have. They might virtue signal about, but Spurgs, I'd probably feel the same way. I'd see, man, you don't have to do that.
I can give the money back to that dude. I don't even know who the hell he is, but it's like, I don't want to do that.
You gave you $90 or 90 quid, and you couldn't even bother to remember his name. Wow. No, I'm teasing.
And of course, like, I shouldn't be doing that because, I'm still on Neat Bucks. That hasn't changed at all. And that's never going to change, and it's still to this day. I mean, if I ever lose it.
Yeah, he should be all right because they're not going after people on Medicaid. They're trying to make Medicaid harder to get. But if you're already on disability, your Medicaid is fine for now. So because he's on SSI, his Medicaid should be safe for now.
But, well, I mean, if I lose it, I could still work online for a while and probably find a way to survive. I mean, I'm only going to be alive another about 14 and a half years.
The only thing, though, is if I think his disability diagnosis should last for life. If some way they say you're no longer disabled, if they come up with that decision that you're not disabled, he might not be able to keep this apartment, or he might have to pay top dollar. He's on Section 8, and the place he lives in is for the elderly and disabled. If he's deemed no longer disabled, but he's not 55 yet, he might not be able to stay there or have to pay a higher premium. So let's hope that doesn't happen for his sake. These are the things I think about, the grown-up things that kids in other countries or children or people like dumb who just want to work and find a woman don't think about. And Todd doesn't have to think about because you got on his Neat Bucks. It's people like me. I'm one of the few. Like the guy whose comment I quoted, like, I just want to Neat. You're my idol. I'm asking the adult questions. My father had a stroke. I had to get really, really adult. Even now, I'm like, helping my brother with basic things like his medicines and his insurances. So I'm asking the adult questions.
There's this point. I'm 45 years old right now. I'm going to die when I'm 60. So, I mean,
I said this before. Yeah, he's going to die when he's 60. Maybe 65. Well, hey, fam, I'm 60. Maybe I'll go to 70. Yeah, okay.
Neat Bucks. I could probably survive for a while at least. Maybe, until.
Now, he's an only child. So when his parents die, I assume he would inherit all their shit. And even if they're not rich, it'll still be enough. They own a house and vehicles. That would be enough asset-wise to kick him off SSI. So he should get on SSDI.
I'm 60, and then I jump off a bridge. But I'm going to do that either way.
He'd go to the bridge. He'd get scared. He'd call the police. He'd end up back in the psych ward.
I really regret getting into the e-begging shit. Like, I want to, just completely strike that from the record. I don't want to be a dude who does that. It's just gross and nasty. It's taking advantage of lonely people. It's
actually the one thing I would say, because I agree with Todd, but I know what's his name? I don't always forget his name. Off Grid in Oregon, when he's always saying, "I'll just pay $5 and I'll buy you a chimney." Well, I don't want anything for anybody. If you guys did buy me shit, just something simple like a fire chimney or whatever, some guitar strings, I would say, okay, you paid for this. Here, now you get to see the fruits of what you sowed, or whatever the term is. So I would actually, those minuscule things, I would definitely, I'd feel obliged. I would feel that ethical obligation. Someone bought me this little charcoal chimney. It's only $5, but I got to use it next time I stream. I got to say, thank you for buying it here. I'm going to use it. Or you bought me some guitar strings here. I'm going to restring my guitar. If you guys got me trinkets, I would, be appreciative and, share with you, because that's the whole point of buying in the first place. Not that I'm asking for anything now, but if I got little trinkets, I would share them with the audience because that's what the audience wants. They want you to, they want to see you using your shit that they sent you.
Shit. I wish I could give all the money back. I mean, I know a lot of you really wouldn't want to do that. You know, like Dead Doomer, like buying me, you know, fleshlights and shit. But
okay, we don't want to see you using those. Actually, he did. He put the camera up. He did jerk it on camera once, but okay, but within reason.
You know, I never should have done that, and I like sincerely want to apologize for even getting into that. It's gross.
But this is where I talk about the Spurg thing. People say, "Oh, being a Spurg doesn't exist." No, this definitely seems like that Spurg guilt that we can't shake.
Abhorrent behavior. Because I don't need the money. I genuinely don't. Like, I mean, yeah, I know I live in, you know, in a Section 8 apartment. Well, technically, I mean, I don't know if it's really like Section 8 truly, but
see, here's what I don't get about Todd, and this is where being a grown-up comes in. Section 8 is a federal program where the government, if you're approved for it, the government agrees to pay X amount of your rent. If you're, you know, some apartments might be specifically Section 8. Others might just be regular apartment, and the landlord or whoever owns the apartment, the company, agrees to accept Section 8. So if you're on Section 8, you would know it. And if he is on Section 8 and he lost it, he'd suddenly have to pay higher rent. Section 8 is when the government subsidizes like something like 70-75% of your rent. It's partly federal, partly state. So I don't know if this is just a low income or, you know, affordable housing, wherever they call it in New York State, or is it truly, because if he's on Section 8, that means his rent would actually be higher, but he's got the federal subsidy. So how does he not fucking know that? That's like the serious adult question. I can't live with my parents until I magically, in a few years, get into a place. I have to know what's going on. So I don't understand how he doesn't know if he has Section 8 or not, or if it's just affordable. I don't know. Or is it a state program? Well, because the federal government says you're disabled, the state of New York says you can live here at a discounted rate. That's the kind of stuff I want to know. I don't want to know where he banks personally. I don't want to know every penny he has. That's not what I give a shit about. I'm asking about the tips and tricks behind needing. Yeah, I'm not on Section 8, but the state of New York subsidizes because I'm disabled. Or, yes, I am on Section 8, and the federal government pays 70% of my rent. That's the kind of shit, you know, I was drawn to him. Hold on, brother Click's awake. Buddy, we're going to look over the other rent checks in a minute. Okay. I'm watching that video you told me about. I'm doing a live stream of it, and we'll get to it, because I was just killing time till the sun comes up. Very good. You know, we'll talk in a moment. Do your thing.
you know, and I'm on neat bucks. Like, I don't need the money at all. And like, I really do have to be careful about, you know, the assets I bring in. I still do. Although the asset limits have raised significantly since then. It's not $2,000 anymore. It's $5,000 now.
Oh, that's interesting. See, this is the kind of shit that fascinates me. Not his PC card or some e-girl or some Stoya Destroyer or tennis. What interests me is this, because he used to always joke about, I only have $1,999.99 in the bank. Now he's saying, if I understand him correctly, I wish he would just use the terms, be an adult, SSI. He doesn't have SSDI, or does he have SSDI? Did he apply, like I had said, why didn't you have SSDI? Did he apply for SSDI, or has SSI, the cheaper one, raised its how much income you can have? Because with SSI, it used to be if you have over 2,000 assets, you can get kicked off or substantially lose what they give you. It was 2,000 was the magic number. Was that raised to 5,000, or is he now an SSDI? I wonder. I wish he'd clarify. How does he not know if he's on Section 8? Christ, hood.
$1,000 anymore. It's $5,000 now. $5,000 in assets, you know, for the people out there who obsess over these things. You know who you are.
Yes. Yeah, that, you know, even though he and I aren't close, he's not my buddy. I think that was addressed to me. There might be others, but that's mostly me. Okay, he proved my point. I was just, I haven't seen this video yet. I'm obsessing about because it matters to me who wants to need, like, well, I got to keep it below. I got to go to the ATM, withdraw, make sure I never go over 2,000 if I can SSI. Oh, I can go up to 5,000 now. Yes. Okay. Yes. Those of us out there, I think, yes. I think, yeah, like I said, he's not my buddy, but I respect the guy's philosophy. I think that was addressed to me and maybe a few others, a handful of us who want to need and envy this dude.
$1,000 anymore. It's $5,000 now. Okay. $5,000 in assets, you know, for
what? SSI or SSDI? Can you clarify?
The people out there who obsess over these things, you know who you are.
Yours truly, yeah.
So yeah, and it's just I also just and there's just the aspect of socializing. This is always so tiring, you know.
But it means something to me because I'm an American who's paid into the fucking system who wants to fucking meet. It wouldn't matter to a kid in England or someone like James who wants to get married and, you know, lived in a different country and was never interested in meeting in the first place. It wouldn't matter to a totem or to who else is here? I'm going to go back real quick. Hold on. It wouldn't matter to a totem who's a Swede living in Norway or a Bob Smith who lives in Australia. It would really only matter to people, Americans, who have actually worked and want to meet, which apparently is actually a minority of his audience, which is the amazing part.
You know, I'm planning on a video on that, you know, that bitch Shelby, who, I don't know.
I don't know who Shelby is, but I'll listen if he does a video.
This Raymond guy is obsessed with her or something.
I know who Raymond is, and I'm not impressed with him at all.
Like, I don't know. I don't know any of the history with that. Don't come at me with that. But it's like, I watch some of this bitch's videos, and it's just, oh my God. And the thing is, the point is with her, is that you look at the comments, and this girl is a
see now. While these interesting points, I was more interested in the neat talk, the neat bucks talk.
Flat out, 100% fucking lol cow. She deserves. Everyone should be laughing.
Well, in fairness, I'm a lol cow for sure. Of those who know me, many see me as a lol cow. Todd is kind of to some a lol cow, not to me, but so we can all be lol cows in our own. You know, it's all a matter of perspective. Some people might say, "Oh, see, you're great." Others say you're a lol cow. I watch you because I laugh at you. It's like. Yeah, I guess we all have that. Whether you're super famous like him, I guess the more famous you are, the more people see you as a low cow or a hero. The lesser you are, you get the one or two people who see you as a low cow, one or two who see you as some. You know, it's all percentages, equations.
Laughing at her, but they're not because she's a sort of cute girl that, you know, she's like the ultimate. You can fix her girl. You can fix her up, and she'll be like, you know, a 5, 6 out of 10 cute girl you can fuck all the time. I can fix her. And that's why everyone is nice in her comments, even though the girl behaves completely like a fucking lol cow. But, like, nobody really ever calls her out. You don't see it in her comments. Now, she probably deletes comments or something. I don't know. But this whole thing is just, like, so the problem is when anyone, like, talks to me like a lol cow, I always have just taken it like, you're just calling me ugly. Like, anytime really anyone ever says anything negative about me, I just take it to mean you're calling me ugly every time.
I slightly disagree because I am an ugly fuck. I think if I said, hi, this is my one little video and I just want to say hi to the world, people would say, okay, this dude's ugly, but who cares? You're a low cow when you make enough content and people want to like fuck with you or let's laugh at him. Yeah, it ties in, but it's beyond simply ugliness. Yeah, we're ugly. I think being, you're telling me this girl, Shelby, you're telling me Shelby's a pretty girl. But she's a low cow. So this is kind of contradictory. You see Shelby, I'm talking to Todd directly. You say Shelby's a pretty girl that's fuckable, but she's a low cow. Then you turn around and say, low cow means you're ugly. Well, Shelby's a low cow according to you, but I don't know who Shelby is. But all right.
And that is never going to change. That's how I'm always going to interpret it.
Well, but you interpret Shelby as a low cow, who I haven't seen her, and you're saying she's fuckable. So she's good looking, but she's still a low cow.
Because it's the truth. Because if I was attractive and I was someone people wanted to fuck, you would not be leaving comments like that to me.
Todd, I don't want to fuck you. I can tell you that. I'm not sexual, but I still love your content. I still love watching you. It's actually one of the few places where looks don't matter. I always told them looks don't matter here because we're all ugly fucks, and we you know, you wouldn't have this big a following.
You would not be talking to me like that. And every one of us knows that. And then you're going to lie to me and gaslight me about it.
Well, no, it depends who you are. If a girl says, oh, I think you're cute, I think she's gaslighting you. When I say you're an ugly fuck, but who cares? I don't give a shit. We're two dudes. Tell me we're out neat bucks. I mean it.
And that's not just women. That's dudes. That's most of you. That's most of the people who watch my channel do that shit. Whenever you talk down to me on some level.
I am talking down to you, but not because of your looks. If you were a Chad, I'd be thinking, what the fuck is this guy talking about? What's he bitching about? Your looks prove that you're a Spurg on Neat Bucks. Cool. Now tell me about that. Don't beat around the bush. So I am talking down, but not for the reasons he's claiming. It might be true for others. No, I'm talking down as I can see you're an ugly Spurg. You're on Neat Bucks. Great. SSI raise the threshold, or you're an SSDI now. Come on, man. I am talking down, but not for the reasons you're claiming.
You're just calling me ugly, and it's very tiring. I'm tired of it. I don't enjoy being ugly white trash. It sucks. I'm tired of it.
It sucks even more when you're a meat bucks. At least he's got the meat bucks. Yeah, being ugly white trash and having a wage slave is even worse. Count your blessings.
You know, it's not fun.
No.
And that shit just gets tiring.
We're told that white males control the world. The patriarchy. Okay, this.
So, yeah. I mean, it's not even so much of like people. If people think I'm a law, I don't really care about that because I'm just on here being honest. You know, sharing stories of myself. Probably sharing way too much about myself. I mean, that's probably another thing I should stop. But I mean, I don't regret that. It's all tiring. Socializing is just completely fucking tiring. I hate it. I hate it for a multitude of reasons that I pretty much covered. So, yeah. So, I mean, like, what's my future on YouTube? I have no idea. There's a very
like I said, it doesn't have to be all or nothing, man. You can just be like, hey, I'm going away for another 6 or 8 or 9 months or a year or whatever. When I feel like coming back, I'll come back. It doesn't have to be. He still has this commitment hang up. Either I'm there or I'm not there. You can say, hey, here's a video. See you in 6 months, 8 months. 6 months come along. I'm not ready to go back. Fuck it. 8 months, 9 months. Or I'll see you in 6 months. Well, it's only been 4 months, but I felt like sharing. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing. I don't know what that's his. Spurgs have hangups, different. Just like some Spurgs like I like maps and some like timetables and some like weather charts. We have our different Spurg hangups. This is one of his Spurg hangups, and it's like, dude, it's okay.
Probability. I'm just gonna like this could be my last video again for a year. I have no idea. Whatever I do, I do. The only thing is, I'm not going to stream like I used to. I'm not going to be on here for 2 hours reading comments
and that's fine, man. You don't. It doesn't have to be. He seems to think if I'm a YouTuber, I got to do this. No, man. You can just do a video. You can do a stream, and you go months without making an appearance, and just come back. There's no commitment, but it doesn't have to be. Well, I'm done with YouTube. No footprint. It's like, dude, come on. This hang up. This Spurg hang up.
Because
I've got my Spurg hang ups. That's not one of them.
Hate it.
I'm trying to tell him it's okay.
In all those fucking streams because I hated doing it. I hated it. It's completely draining, you know. So I might do some reacts. I might do this. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I feel like doing.
That's good. He might not know it, but I'm hoping some of what I've put out there is slowly. He might know it's coming from me, and maybe others have said it too. It's like there's no commitment. It doesn't have to be a regular. It's not like every Friday at this time I got to stream. No, you can do it. I feel like doing a reaction. I'll be back in 6 months. Like I said, 6 month mark, no commitments. I'll take another 2 months. Or opposite. It's only been 4 months. You don't have to like have these Spurg hangups. If you say I'll be back in 6 months, doesn't mean you have to be back literally in 6 months. You can go back in 4, you can go back in 8. It's just every now and then do a reaction, do a little stream, do a little, hey, here's my update. That's great. I wish you had said, is he on SSDI or is it still SSI? If it's still SSI, has the threshold been the asset, what do we call it? The asset threshold, has it been raised from 2 to 5,000? Little things like that. How do you not know if you're on fucking Section 8? This is the adult shit that I need to know. Someone who wants to fucking eat. Yes, I'm obsessed.
Probably a high probability I'm just going to like disappear again someday. Because it's whatever, nothing matters really, you know. And as far as how I am, is how I've been, and like people, you know, want to comment, oh, Todd's is, you know, he's just hiding away as a hermit or whatever.
Howard Hughes towards the end, the last 20 years of Howard Hughes' life, yes.
This and that, like nothing has changed at all, really. I mean. What really has changed? I mean, okay, let's see. I have like more money now than I used to for reasons I'm not going to get into. I mean, not like a lot more money, but I have. Well,
let's stop a minute. See, this is why I would always get flack from the fanboys. I'm not asking how much money you have in your account. I'm not asking this or that or tell me the exact amount, the finances. Who wrote you the check? What I'm asking is, first of all, if SSI raised the threshold, I would imagine he's still getting the same amount. It's still the same amount, but now he doesn't have to worry about withdrawing cash from the ATM or going to the bank as often. He can let it ride for a few months. Like, oh shit, I've gotten a couple SSI payments. I haven't spent that much. I'm gonna break $2,000. I got to get to the bank or get to the ATM and get some cash out. Now he can like go another month or so. What is he now? He's letting it slip more. I'm not asking about the personal shit, but it's like, how do you have more money? I can understand SSI raising the threshold. You don't have to go into what bank you use but what are your parents? Because I always wondered, his parents die, won't that kick him off SSI? He'll have too many assets. Are they starting to slowly give him cash? These are the questions adults have to ask, because how do you maintain your neat bucks? I understand the threshold being raised, but that wouldn't change the amount you're getting. Where is this more money coming from? You don't have to go into great detail. Just,
I'm very, very financially secure at this point.
Well, I'd imagine he would be if his rent is so dirt cheap and everything's pretty much paid for. He's getting nine something, less than 1,000, but that's more than enough to cover his rent and his needs and his food stamps. So EBT, SNAP. So he really would have a bunch of money just take from the ATM and have in a box. But how does he have more money?
My sex count has gone up to
Chad. Where did you go to an escort?
what was it before? It was 43. Well, now it's 45.
Imagine being such a Chad. Imagine being such a Chad. How many women have I slept with? I can't remember. Was it 40? Maybe 40. Being that Chad who you can't. I can't even. Oh, I lost after I got past 10. I started using my toes. Past 20, I lost track. Imagine being such a Chad who, your body count is so high you can't even remember anymore. Some guys have all the luck. Howard Hughes.
I guess you could say they're rotund single mothers, and they were not exhilarating experiences. So no, I'm not an incel. I'm just a guy who can only attract old, gross women who I don't like.
And remember, he is, according to all accounts, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". He's got the height thing going for him, which does count. Part of the equation.
At all, and it's all very tiring.
Not with Stacy, but you asked Todd, hey Todd, if you looked exactly the same, but you're only 5'9", you think all these rotund, even the rotund women would be like, yeah.
Yeah, it just seems to kind of be the pattern. Like every year or so, I'll just go back on Tinder or whatever, and I'll just message 1,000 women, and maybe a handful will get back to me, and it's like they're women I don't even really want to talk to.
Well, in order to message 1,000 women, you gotta, on these dating apps, you gotta swipe right, and they gotta swipe right back on you. So you can't even, as far as I know, you can't just message them. They have to say, okay, I'll give it. So so these women at least swiped right on Todd or selected Todd to at least give them the ability, to give him the ability to message them in the first place. So he was doing all right. Chad in action. Chad.
It's just a waste of time, and there you go. I'm nowhere on the relationship front. I don't even want a relationship to begin with. I don't even really want to fuck right now. I just don't care. All socialization drains me. Other than that, I'm good. I'm as good as ever, really. I'm very comfy. No, I keep upgrading my PC. I got 3 of them now. I just built another one just for the fuck of it. That I don't even need. It's over there. I'm not gonna get up and
imagine having so much shit. It's like, I'll make another PC. Cool. I'm envious. That's why he's my idol. I call him Christ. He's really a great philosopher, and he put himself out there. He's more of an idol, not a buddy, not the second coming of Christ. What kind of the second coming of Christ? The best prophet or idol or philosopher of my lifetime, for sure.
But I'm not I'm not as Jewish and haughty as I don't know if haughty is the term. I'm not as cheap as I used to be either. I actually buy shit now. I actually bought this shirt for myself. It's not a $1 Goodwill shirt like I used to buy.
On a side note, I can't do shirts that don't have a couple things. I don't like 100% cotton. I need that polyester in there, much lighter, much more comfy. I need a breast pocket. It's so strange that I went to the store and I bought some Hanes pocket tees. So I thought they were just regular t-shirts, more like undershirts with colored undershirts. I'm like, where's the damn pocket? And I was thinking it was a Walmart. And this old guy, I said, hi, excuse me. He goes, oh, yeah, only a few have pockets. And he showed me they're hard. They used to be standard. If you're a man and you're buying men's t-shirts, they will have a breast pocket. It's not just for the vaping. It's for anything. I put little things in there. It's like, how does a man's t-shirt not have a breast pocket? I looked it up online, like, well, in the olden days it was for cigarette packs. Since smoking has gone out the window, but it's like, it doesn't matter. How do you not have a breast pocket? I need at least one pocket. I'm so amazed that, so it's just a side note about me. I like comfy part cotton, part polyester shirts, and I needs me my titty pocket. I would not want to buy a shirt like this.
So, I mean, that is one thing I actually have changed myself for the better.
I have accidentally, but
I'm not as cheap as I used to be.
All right, I'll finish them. I want to talk to Brother Click. I'm going to finish this in a minute. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay. We were watching a Todd video. I'm sorry. How long was that? Was it 3 or 4 minutes? I apologize. I went to see Brother Click off. I'm talking about the rent money. Everything's good. I got to deposit the checks. And he was talking. I said that I'm streaming real quick. I'm waiting for the sun to come up. I'm streaming. I got to work tonight. I was telling him I'm just reviewing this Todd video you told me about. And the first thing, like I said, when I showed Brother Click Dumb's AI video of me, he said, okay. When I showed him totems, he chuckled. Same thing. The first thing Brother Click says to me is, did you hear that part where Todd was like, oh, people who obsess over all the finances and the requirements, the government requirements, or whatever. He goes, you know who you are. He starts laughing. I said, yeah. I said, yep. Yeah. So that was kind of many times in life I've heard people say things like, a person will say something cryptically, and you people know who you are. And it never applied to me. So I'm like, oh, I wonder who they're talking about. I wonder who these people are. This is the first time in my life someone said, you know who you are. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about me. Maybe others, but I'm pretty sure I'm on that list. This is the first time ever I've heard the term, oh, you know who you are. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. This is the first time I've ever been part of that, yes, I'm one of the you know who you are types, for sure. So let's get back to watching this, and then I'll look at your comments, and we'll go from there. If anyone's here. We're almost, where are we at? 12, 13, about 4 or 5 minutes. That's right.
But, yeah, I don't know what else to really add. Nothing else has really changed. I mean, I also just don't really have a lot more to say, like, I don't know, when it comes to all the black pill shit and all that, there really is nothing more to say, I'd like to say I consider myself more white pill these days.
What I would say to Todd is, can you at least define these quote unquote pills? Black pill to me isn't really, it's not a religion. It's just pure unadulterated truth. What does he mean when he says he's white pill? That he accepts the black pill, but he's optimistic? I mean, he's got to at least define what he means when he says he's white pilled now.
Because I am a lot more accepting that just it's done. It is what it is. Like, I know my position in the dating market. Like, I all I can get, are just, the scraps at the bottom of the barrel. That's all I can get, which I guess is better than nothing.
That is true. Like I said, if you're a bit shorter, he wouldn't even get that.
But
it's an equation. Height, looks, these all come together. It's not one factor. They're all part of the equation. As an ugly fuck Spurg, he can still pull fat, rotund roasties because he's tall. And blonde. I was never that blonde.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, I mean, and
I think my hair is actually the lightest it's ever been because I'm starting to go gray. You can kind of see it. The beard especially. I think my hair is my facial hair and my hair in the head is the lightest it's ever been. I see pictures of, me as a kid. My hair was pretty almost black. Now it's gotten lighter with time. It's faded and it's graying. This is the lightest my hair's ever been. I wonder if I had been blonde-haired and blue-eyed earlier on and a bit taller. Who knows? We can only.
I'm never going to be in.
If I had a better jawline, I wasn't a Spurg, etc., etc. But it's all part of the equation. The equation.
Relationship or anything, and yeah, I don't even really want to be. Like, I just want to chill and do this.
Yes, do this. Give us an infrequent video every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's starting to snow now too, so I mean, my walks are going to start becoming limited.
Well, not only is the weather, he's getting older. He'll find, oh man, I used to be able to walk to Timmy Ho's no problem. Now it's like it's going to take me a few hours. It's like a trek, and it's cold, and my hip hurts. That's what happens when you get old, kids.
Very quickly here, because it's going to be very cold here throughout December. So my path is going to be covered with ice and snow, and I'm not going to have anywhere to walk. So I guess that's probably another.
Does he still have Big Horny? He didn't clarify. Does he still have Big Horny?
Reason why I'm starting to make videos now, because
wintertime, Todd. Cool.
The fun days are over.
Grotesque Subhuman is hibernating. You can share some videos while hibernating, and then when spring comes and the snow melts and the trees start to bud, he can say, "Well, fam, I'm going back for walks. See you next winter." We can see hibernation, Todd. Grotesque Subhuman in his winter lair.
I found a lot more paths in the area where I walk too. That's been another thing that I've been really into.
Gee, you've lived here for what, 6 years now? 5-6 years, and you've been walking these paths, and you've discovered some more. That's great. He never answered the question. Who made that lean-to teepee thing? Was that just kids messing around, or was it the landscapers? Was it some Boy Scout troop? Who puts up those those bird feeders, those bird houses? Is that, again, a Boy Scout troop, or is it like the workers there, or whoever is it the town of Amherst? Yeah, it's just pure curiosity.
Coping with, it's taking.
He probably doesn't know.
Like really long walks and just, experiencing more of the area that I live in here. Man, I'm genuinely, if there's one thing that I'm happy about, I am so happy that I live where I do here.
Yeah, if he were still living on Deschler Street, as tall as he is, being the one white guy in like a sand nigger, it's basketball Americans and Arabs. He's very lucky to live in this nice white suburb. No one will fuck with him. They might say, oh, it's that weirdo tall dude. No one's going to fuck with him in Amherst. He's very lucky to live in a safe, peaceful, suburban, even semi-rural environment. There are worse places to be needing, sectionating, like Dragon Lord Frodo. Count your blessings. You aren't living in fucking downtown Buffalo. In some apartment with a bunch of niggers. Oh my God.
It's so nice here. If it just wasn't for like the overly shitty winters, it would be awesome. But that's one thing that I am very, very grateful for. Other than that, I mean, there really isn't I don't know what else to add. I mean, for people who think I have issues with them or anything, like I'm a very, very solitary person. I'm not on all these streams. I'm not watching anyone. Like I've never been a guy that, a lot of you guys I know that you're on here, like you're just watching, you're just bouncing from stream to stream to stream, like all day.
Like starlings flying from one nest to another. Exactly. Todd is describing what I call starlings. You go to one person's stream, you'll see a bunch of names. You go to another stream, you see the same names. The starlings who fly from one nest to another. Todd is describing what I call the phenomenon of the starlings. People who don't usually make content, but can be found like a group, the merry pranksters going from one nest to another. The starlings. That's what I mean by starlings. Just like the birds. That's what starlings do. One or two will fly over here, the rest follow, and they'll fly over there, and sometimes they don't always stay together, but you'll see the same group. They're here, and they're all there, and they're all over there, and they're all up there. Starlings. You'll see the same people fluttering around.
I don't do that shit. Like I've never been that kind of guy.
Well, most nesters aren't really starlings, and vice versa.
And it seems like a lot of you think that I am, and I'm not.
No, he's a nester, but I think he peruses things. I mean, he doesn't watch TV. He spends all day on the computer. I'm sure he's watching some shit.
I just do my own thing. I mean, a lot of the time when I'm on here, I'll just have like some obscure sports shit or tennis or on my second monitor, and it'll be in like Russian or Spanish or something. And it's like that's usually what I'm watching.
Yeah, I don't believe this. I'm sure he watches a lot of sports stuff, and he might occasionally come across foreign language stuff. I don't think he's watching videos in Spanish or Russian most of the time. I don't believe that. I think whatever he's watching is mostly in English, so he probably does watch more than he wants to let on.
And I just have it on in the background. I'm playing some game, or I'm doing some autistic weather shit, or like GeoGuessr or some shit like that. That's usually what I'm doing. Like I'm not a social person whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know what else. Like, I'm just gonna. I was gonna end this video, and then we're gonna go play some Cricket 26. Yeah, I've gotten into cricket now.
I'm guessing he means some kind of video game of cricket. I don't think he's playing the actual British cricket sport.
But I'm a true Pooinaloo street shitter now.
Well, the Indians got it from the British. India was part of the British realm. Cricket's a British game. It's their equivalent of baseball. Comparably.
So, yeah, okay. Wow, this video was, 17 minutes? Yeah, okay,
Wow.
cool. Well, that's it then. So that's where I've been, and if I make more videos, we'll see. No promises, so, yeah.
Fine. No promises. You don't have to promise anything. He's hung up on, I've got to promise. I got to be there every Friday night. Okay, so that was me watching Todd's latest video. Okay. For those of you who are still here, which is nobody, let's take a look. Believe it or not, I don't think Trump will threaten him. Trump would love to. He can't get that far ahead. Todd is on disability. Trump is really going after people like Todd before. People like me, people who want to NEET. He's going to make it harder to become a NEET. Let me on. I will explain all. What do you want to explain? I've been watching Todd the past 17 minutes or longer because I kept stopping and talking. I talked really quick. What do you want to explain, Danny, if you're still here? Oh, Totem, the broken clock has a point. If you pay and yes, if you buy these subscriptions, then yes. So you're saying, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of that. Todd isn't using the free version. You're postulating, Totem, that Todd actually pays for the premium account, the silver or the gold account, so he can like message whoever he wants and hope that, okay, interesting way, because he has the money. So interesting way of going fishing. He has a membership account where he can like message anyone, and out of 1,000 women, maybe a couple rotunds will get back to him. Okay, good point. Good. I didn't think of that because I'm a Jew. I would never pay money to try to meet a woman. Fuck that. But maybe Todd has an account. Yeah, I remember that rolling up this. It's not the point. I need a breast pocket regardless. Okay. Okay, so have we accomplished all we need to accomplish? Have we said all we need to say? I wasn't going to panel. I want to get off soon. Yeah, but Brother Click, the first thing Brother Click said, did you hear that part where Todd was like, oh, you guys who obsess over, like, the details of needing, and you know who you are. Even Brother Click's like, he was talking about you. I said, yes, for the first time in my life, someone said that, you know who you are, and I actually knew who it was. Other times people say that, I'm like, I wonder who they're talking about. Gee, clearly not me. I have no idea what that was. Probably the only time in my life someone said, you know who you are. No names named, but we know who they're talking about. Just like when he says, we all know a recent couple. It's just kind of funny. Anyone wants to come on, I'll humor you for a few minutes. If not, I'll just say goodnight because I don't know. I'm fucked. I got to work tonight, but that's not you. Right now, it's like 7 in the morning. It's going 7. I don't go to work till like 11 p.m. Was it 16 hours from now? Do I try to go back to sleep? I told my brother, I said, bro, see, we got to get shit done. I just couldn't get out of fucking bed. I'm paying for it. Wage slaving fucking sucks. I have no choice right now. Got to get out of this house. But now we have kind of a plan. Light at the end of the tunnel, kind of. Is that all? I am tired. I don't know if I can sleep again. I should be doing shit. Oh, well.